Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, back in Milwaukee.
What direction are we headed to? Things like this that are positive in our neighborhood, or things that are going to take away from our neighborhood?
I've been in the legislature for 12 years now. I represent Milwaukee and Southeast Portland, Selwood, and I've become aware of the danger that it is to the environment and to people's health. I think especially here in Milwaukee, when we know the train will be going right by houses, neighborhoods, and schools. So I will be presenting some legislation in Salem during the next legislative session that would require that before any coal trains or river transport also of coal coming from the Colorado and Wyoming area, that it go through an environmental and a health impact study that the Oregon Health Authority would do, and also the DEQ.
In October, City Council got down to brass tacks.
Hey, Grady is up next, and to continue our whole conversation.
Some, like the Hood River one, for example, has a number of clauses that pertain directly to protecting the gorge. The Eugene one, where its scope is quite a bit broader. It's talking about climate change and the global impacts. Piece together one that fits Milwaukee.
We're dependent on our well water. And in review of these rail cars that transport coal, they're not only open top, but they're open on the bottom. They have drain holes.
And you made a very good point about the water.
If the concern is burning coal in China, then let's address that issue.
Consequently, to me, it's about the health and safety of our citizens.
The current technology that's available for transporting coal, I have significant concerns.
City of Eugene's resolution is an excellent base from which to work.
Actually, you'll be here for at least the beginning of the city council meeting. Mm-hmm. Yep. I would expect we might have some more comment, and either from council or from citizens.
The mayor proved to be a prophet.
Street. I'm the co-chair of the Ardenwold-Johns Creek Neighborhood District Association. We have discussed this, we have called a special meeting on this, we have voted on this, and unanimously we are opposed to coal shipments through the Milwaukee area. Health issues, environmental issues, property value issues, livability issues, noise issues, safety issues related to police, fire, and emergency access. There's absolutely no upside. It's negative after negative after negative. It's asking a lot of our community and, frankly, every community along these rail lines.
We also have Dave's Killer Bread, the Nature Bake Factory right there along the railroad tracks, and also Bob's Red Mill.
I'm here representing the Alliance for Northwest Jobs and Exports. It's a nonpartisan group funded by a coalition of coal and railroad companies. One of the proponents tonight has spoken to what's referred to as a programmatic EIS, which would be the request to study all of the projects together.
But what we don't know is how far from the tracks the citizens of this city will be affected by the toxic products of the coal. And that's why we need a health impact assessment and certainly a programmatic environmental impact statement so we can find out things like that.
We would oppose that. We do oppose it.
Coal companies like to talk about jobs. That's really what they do talk about.
We want to improve our local economy. We want to improve the state's economy. We want to provide jobs to people here in Oregon.
But they don't talk about the negative economic impact on the local businesses.
I can't speak to the specifics of these projects, and I can tell you that these projects will be good for Oregon's economy, and it will put the people I represent back to work. The city of Milwaukee shouldn't put up more roadblocks.
The real cost of coal transportation must calculate the added costs of health care, of asthma, of heart disease, of hospitalization, and of cancer due to coal dust and diesel emissions.
Our first item of business is a presentation by the Power Pass Coal and Milwaukee Coal Task Force. If I could ask Bethany Cotton and Chris Ortolano to come forward.
Milwaukee's vision statement indicates your commitment to creating a more sustainable community. And I'll just read from it. It says, that vision statement is imperiled by the prospect of coal trains traveling through your community. This country is moving away from coal because the cost to our health, our environment, and our climate are just too high.
How many jobs are projected to be lost through the export of coal along our rail lines? I'm not a statistician, but I'll throw out a round number. How about 9,000? As we know, no health impact analysis have been done, so I'll throw out a big round number, 90,000. How many people are going to be impacted by global consequences due to an increase in climate change? I'm going to throw out another big round hairy number and say that 9 million people.
I believe that we already know coal dust is bad for our bodies. We know coal dust is bad for our air. We know that coal dust is bad for our soil and our groundwater. And I ask that you find a way to say no. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, that being the case, I move that we adopt a resolution to oppose the transport of coal through Milwaukee, Oregon.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the resolution to oppose coal transport through Milwaukee. All of those in favor of the resolution indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed indicate by saying no. The motion passes unanimously.
Say you want a coal train, dollar in your hand. We don't want your coal train running through our land. Baby don't need no coal dust to take away his breath. Mama don't want.
I was involved in the Three Creeks work that was done a couple of years ago to try to prevent a road from going through there. The train tracks go right through the Three Creeks area. One of the last white oak savannas that we have.
I've never been so proud of this city. 45 years, I've never been this proud.
We don't need no coal here, leave it in the ground. 100 tons of coal dust blowing on the breeze. Listen to the people, Mr. Money, please.
Mama don't want no.
Mama don't want no. Baby don't need no coal train.
These resolutions from cities like Milwaukee that will be affected throughout Oregon, I think, send a really strong message to those agencies to think beyond.
I appreciate all of your efforts. It's not easy to get consensus among 5 people, and especially around an active issue like this.
60,000 pounds of dust from Wyoming to Bellingham Bay.
It's a brilliant first step.